Alright guys, well I figured I'd do a review. I've had this camera on my shelf for a little while. I just opened it up real quick, but if you want to check them out, they are at readyvisioncameras.com. Now, I'm not quite sure why the sticker looks like that, like it's been sitting out in the sun. It hasn't. It's been sitting on the shelf in my shop, like in the total shade. But anyways, it's you can Wi-Fi the camera, no internet required. It's IP68 waterproof. It's got night vision, wide angle viewing lens, magnetic base, and you can look at it on your phone. So let me show you. So you get a couple cords, you get a charging cord and stuff like that in it. But this is the camera, and it's magnetic. So, you know, wherever you want to sit it. But my thought is, you know, say we want to sit it there. Let me adjust the camera where you guys can see. Let me get, no, it's not what I wanted. Get my app open. Okay, you open the app and you turn the camera on. Light comes on. App will come on. Save successful. No. Maybe I didn't turn it on the first time. There, that came on. Oh, hang on. I had my Wi-Fi turned off. So you have to go in. You have to go into Wi-Fi and you have to pick it. And then it's like your own little Wi-Fi network. Hopefully you can see that. I've got a weird glare. You guys can see the reflection of me in the camera. It's kind of weird. So anyways, so you can kind of see, hopefully, you kind of see what's going on there. So what you could do, let's just go over the things you could do. Obviously, you could put it on the back of your truck. And then, you know, you can see somebody. It's kind of like the, you know, it's kind of like got the, whatchamacallits on it, the parking lines. You could adjust it. Say you needed it. There you go. Say you needed to look at the ball. There's the ball. Okay. Let's say one you guys can probably relate with. Let's just say you have a gooseneck. Let's just say on like a crew cab with a flatbed, or a crew cab with, you know, nothing. Granted, if you got an aluminum truck, you have to figure something out. I guess you could put it on the trailer. But anyways, you could line that up. And here, let's back up. We'll go back up to my gooseneck real quick and I'll kind of show you. I've got a phone mount. I should have grabbed my phone mount in my truck, or in my tractor. Oh, let's see. We're just gonna hold it. We'll just back up to that. So, I've got it looking over the side, but I know about where the truck needs to be to back under the gooseneck. Hopefully you can see all that. This is difficult to shoot by yourself. Too far over. This is some shoddy camera work, isn't it? Sorry guys, I didn't think about it being that difficult. Okay, now you see the trailer coming into view. Man, that's weird. I mean, you definitely get used to it, but that's crazy watching it. I don't know, I've got that about into the box. You see where I'm talking about? Here's your box where your ball is, so the gooseneck hitch is about in the middle. Let's go look. Well, and that'd be pretty good. See how we're centered over that, and I could drop the gooseneck ball right down. So let's go over something else that we could use this for. Let me shut my pickup off. Well, I guess I could show you on the pickup. So another thing I thought of, let's grab the box while we're here. We'll put this back on the shelf in the shop. I've got a couple other cameras that they sent me that we'll do some videos on also. They're actually in cab, or machine cameras you could put on your tractor, skid loader, and then one of them, I have one that's the older version, and then I have one that's a newer version. So here we are. What are we going to work on? Let's just say we're working on the excavator. All right. So let's just say, we come up here, and let's say we have a leak down in there we can't see. So what we could do is we could take this camera, and even if we don't find any metal, which there's metal right there, and you can adjust this to point kind of wherever you want. Now you're looking in there. Let's just say we're trying to see if this hydraulic line is leaking or where it's leaking at. I don't know, can you see that hydraulic line there? So you could actually use this camera, and you could use it as a diagnosis, or something to diagnose a problem very easily. I kept, of course, I didn't even have to touch it. It's scam calls. I get scam calls all day, every day. It's crazy. Anyways, but let's just say you had a leak there and you couldn't tell like what leak was leaking. Perfect instance is up here on the stick. So I had a leak on this fitting. Okay? So, and I couldn't figure out what in the heck was leaking right there. So I could literally, okay, so here's the coupler. See, I can point to it so I can tell where that coupler's at. And then I could plug in the fitting, and then I could literally run the mower and see if it's leaking. I think it's leaking from this actual fitting, but I thought maybe it was leaking from the fitting on the brush, or on the mulcher. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. See, we got crazy camera work right there. I don't know if you can see it because GoPros don't like picking up stuff in low light, but I could see a lot of ways that a camera like this would really help diagnosing stuff. Let's just say you want to you want to temporarily put a camera on your camper to back into a camp spot, anything like that. You could easily do with this, as long as you could find something metal to put it on, or I would assume that you could probably clamp it somewhere, zip tie it onto something or whatever. Anyways, Ready Vision sent me this camera to do a couple videos on and to try it out and play with it. So I always try to be, crystal clear with you guys on what I'm doing and whatnot. I definitely didn't pay for the camera, but seeing the abilities of it, I probably would buy the camera just to have something. Even if I think I'm just going to keep this in my toolbox, and I'm going to use it for diagnosing purposes. I think it'd be great to be able to, I'm always calling my wife out here, hey babe, can you come and watch this, or come out and run the machine and push the button. You know how mad that makes her? I don't have to call her now. I can just turn my camera on and point it to where I need to point it to, and we'll be good to go. And it is night vision. It does have the parking line deals, so they don't move with your steering wheel, obviously. But, if you needed to kind of specifically target something in there, like I backed right underneath that ball pretty good. Generally I'm close. A lot of times I reach in there and I put my hand on the brake pedal, put it in reverse or forward, and kind of inch it, 3 inches one way or another. but like you drop that down and it's going to go right on that ball. So, and I just had it kind of targeted to where I could make the neck go right in the middle of that pocket. I could easily put that camera and point right at the deal, or you could put it on your trailer. Another thing, let's just show you another thing real quick. So there's a lot of times when I'm backing into a driveway, and I don't know about you guys, but all driveways aren't created equal. And there's a lot of times if you are backing a trailer, like I got a 25-foot trailer, imagine a machine on it, and now you're backing off of a narrow road into a narrow driveway, and you got a mailbox. Here, let's just paint you a picture. Say this is the edge of the driveway, and then the other edge of the driveway, say here, and it's real narrow, and then you have a mailbox right there. So when you're backing in here and trying to get that trailer to go in there, you can't see that mailbox because your machine's in the way, trailer's in the way, everything's in the way. You know how many times I try to gauge and I'm getting out multiple times? Well, you could take that camera real quick, leave it in your console. You can throw that camera right here on the corner of your trailer, and now you can watch everything. You could point it wherever you wanted to, and I think it'd be handy just to have in the console of the pickup. And that may be where it sits, and then if I need it inside, it's in the console of the pickup. But there's a lot of times I'm out in the county, and everybody will build a driveway 12 foot wide, and the approach is like 15 foot wide. It's ridiculous. And the mailbox is always on the wrong side. Anyways, I think it'd help just backing trailers in. It'd be kind of handy. Anyways, thanks again for the guys at Ready Vision. I thought I'd do a quick little video. I'm waiting for a guy to come over so we can go look at some work. But this is definitely a handy little camera. There's a website there again, readyvisioncameras.com, or I believe you can get a link to them off of smucker.com. I don't know. Check them out. I think they're pretty handy. All right, see you guys. Bye.